Good morning, everyone. This is CGTN Live at the Laoniu Bay in northern China's Shanxi province. As you can see, I am now standing right on the frozen Yellow River. And I'm going to show you one of the most interesting winter games in China, the National Mass Speed Skating Marathon. And as you can see, all the contestants have just arrived at the scene and they are getting ready for the coming event. This year's skating marathon is hosted by the General Administration of Sport of China. And the local sports bureau is responsible to carry out all the preparation measures. And this year's event, there will be around 300 contestants. All of them are skating amateurs from across the country, taking part in today's skating competition. Local officials told me that originally there were 442 contestants registered for today's competition. But yesterday there was a big snowfall and the traffic was affected. So that has made many contestants can't make it here to join today's game. So we only have over 300 of them taking part in today's event. But that's already a big amount of people because it's really cold here. It's freezing cold. The temperature has dropped to around 25 degrees centigrade to minus 20 degrees centigrade. But despite the coldness, the event has also attracted many spectators. And the Laoniu Bay became a scenic spot in 2000, around the year of 2002. So it has been developed as a scenic spot for already over a decade. And now you can see some tourists are having fun riding some small bikes over this frozen river. And because yesterday's heavy snowfall, the whole Yellow River has been covered in snow. But we are lucky that it's not snowing today and it's not windy. So that makes us feel a bit warmer because wind always makes you feel much colder in such a low temperature. And these skating amateurs are from different provinces and cities across China. And some of them I heard actually come from the northeast China, like the Heilongjiang province and also the Liaoning province. They want to have a glimpse of the typical lowest plateau here in the Laoniu Bay because it's really beautiful here, very special place. And also this year's skating marathon is the first time to be held on the frozen Yellow River. And the Laoniu Bay has been holding some ice and snow activities since it entered winter. So here you can see many entertainment facilities. Like this one, it's a very giant hot pot. And it's very special. I think many people here expect to have a taste of the food inside the pot after the game. But the most important thing is the game. And now we can move on closer to the track. A closed loop track has been set here over the frozen Yellow River, and today's contestants will compete with each other on this special track. So let's take a look. Now, when you look down, you can clearly see this is the frozen river. It's still crystal when the snow is wiped on both sides. And you can also see there are some cracks inside the frozen river. And it's quite slippery. You have to walk very carefully above this kind of surface. Now let's move on to take a look of the track over there. And today we are also very happy to be joined by Mr. He Jiao, and he's one of the work staff here at the Laoniu Bay scenic spot. And let's walk and talk, okay? 咱们边走边说哈，就这个还是挺滑的哈。
滑了，比较滑。
就是we see that there are many cracks inside the frozen river. Is it dangerous? 我们看到就很多有这个裂缝哈，这个危险吗？
不危险，因为有裂缝是正常的，因为它这个冰呀不是一次性结冰，它是在不同时间阶段结冰的话，它肯定会有裂缝，但是它的冰层厚度已经达到了将近80公分，所以说是很安全的。
Well, Mr. He said it's quite safe. Although we can see some cracks here, they are very normal because it's not frozen once. It's a very slow process for the river to get frozen gradually, and also the floating, the water is still flowing below the ice. So the water fluctuations sometimes will result in the small cracks over there, but it's quite safe. And also over there we can see some photographers. This event, because of the beauty here, the natural beauty here, it has attracted many photographers and also some tourists to come here to have this to experience this special game. So let's move on. And the skating enthusiasts look quite excited, and they're making some photos here. Before we look at the track, I guess we can firstly talk to some of them, okay, to find out their expectations of this game. 你好 ，Hello， 我们是媒体，就是在做一个手机直播哈，
电视台的，
大概采访一下哈。
您说
，Can you introduce yourself to our audience？ 您能大概介绍一下您自己吗？
我是来自张家口地区的。
He's from the city of 张家口。我们知道张家口呢，马上要开冬奥会了哈，2022年。那您也是专程从那边赶来的。We know that city of Zhangjiakou will host the 2022 Winter Olympics, and he is just from that place. So, Why did you come to this place to join such a game？ 为什么你要从张家口来到我们山西来参加这样的一个赛事？
好几站我们都参加了，在张家口站、上一站，承德站我们都参加了。
He said he actually has already taken part in other skating competitions held in other stops, including 承德是吗？
张家口。
including the city 承德 and also the city 张家口。How do you feel this place to hold such a sports event？ 你觉得在老牛湾举办这样的一个赛事，你觉得有什么特别之处吗？
哎呀，我也说不清楚啊，反正是这个地方挺好，
怎么好？
这个是环山围水的，好像有什么呢，像古文化之类的，你像那窑洞呀，都是以前都没见过的。
Well, he said he thinks the mountains on both sides of the river are quite special, and also he's been attracted by the Asian culture here, especially the Asian villages over there. I'm sorry, what's your name? 你的名字是？
袁宝亮。
袁宝亮。His name is 袁宝亮。Are you going to take part in today's competition, right? 你今天要参加今天比赛是吗？
对，我参加男子5公里。
And he's going to compete in the men's group of the 5 kilometers race. What's your expectation of your performance in today's event? 对于今天的比赛，您期待自己有什么样的表现？
应该在男子5公里，应该在前30名之内吧。
And he's very confident to go into the top 30 of this game. How long will you take to finish the 5 kilometers competition? 是5公里是吧？
对。
好，5公里。5公里需要多长时间来完成
？11分多吧。10分11分。这边根据那冰面来说，它这儿的冰面不是很好。
觉得还不是很理想。
是，冰面不好，不平，也没胶。不太。
Well, he said it will take him around 10 minutes to finish the 5 kilometer race, and he expects that. But he said the performance still depends on the ice surface situation. So he expected to have good performance. Okay, thank you very much for talking to us.
谢谢。
Well, here, this is the track right before our eyes. And all the skating contestants are getting ready for the competition. They are putting on their blades. And although they are amateurs, but they really look quite professional. Okay, let's talk to this man. 你好，我们是这个在做一个新媒体直播哈，我们是那个外语频道的。我想问一下这个您现在是在做一个热身吗 ？Are you do some warming up？
赛前必须热身，才能滑出比较好的水平来。
He said the warm up is a must before they go to compete on the ice. 您看起来特别专业，是您原来是一个专业的运动员吗？ You look quite professional, so I wonder whether he used to be a professional in this field.
都业余的，比较爱好这个，喜欢，5、6年了，对，好。
He says he's an amateur of the skating sport and has been doing this for around 5 to 6 years.
这是承德站的冠军，可以采访。承德站的冠军，你可以。
Well, this man told me he's actually the champion of last stop in the city of Chengde. So, 你好，我们是中国国际电视台正在做一个水新媒体直播。听说您是这个承德站的冠军是吗？是吧？So, what are your expectations of today's performance? 您对今天的表现有什么期待？
今天这个比赛人是大众马拉松比赛里头人最多的一站，因为是各路高手，咱所谓的滑冰都来了，就是希望和大家在一起聚会，好好切磋，力争取得好成绩吧。
Well, he said today's event has the most contestants, and he expects to have good performance, and and more importantly, he wants to enjoy the game itself. 好的，谢谢 ，Thank you. And if you just tune in our program, well, this is the CGTN live at the Laoniu Bay in northern China's Shanxi province, and we are doing a live stream report on the upcoming sports events, the National Mass Speed Skating Marathon. And let's take a look at the track. Some contestants are already doing some warm-up by skating on the frozen river. And just now, one of the contestants told us that he found the surface of the frozen river is not so even. Maybe a bad news for the contestant. Hope this kind of situation won't affect their performance. But I always believe that the winter sport game is not just about winning the prizes, but more about having fun. So hope everybody can enjoy the game today. And this closed loop track is as long as 25 kilometers, a rather long track. Now let's move further in this area. And if you look in the distance, you can see the Yellow River here is surrounded by all of these steep cliffs. And they're the typical lowest plateau in northern China, looking quite special and beautiful in winter, especially when the river is covered in white. And also, let's take a look at in another direction over there. Actually, this is the Laoniu village, a very ancient village here with a history of thousands of years. And the Laoniu Bay actually is quite distant, is a remote area. It still takes you to drive for about an hour to get here from the county, from the Pianguan County. And yesterday, all these contestants and other staff of the scenic spot and other related workers lived in the county, the Pianguan County, the downtown area. And this morning, they traveled by around an hour to get this spot. And the traffic is it isn't so good because yesterday the heavy snowfall covered all the roads here. So it took the local workers a while to clean up the way. And since it's extremely cold here, although it's a sunny day, the present temperature is still around minus 20 degrees centigrade. So if you want to come to this place, you must wear as many clothes as you can to keep warm. And now, the host has just announced this skating marathon will soon kick off. And some officials from the sports administrations and local sport bureaus will make some speeches before the event kick off. In fact, as the winter sports has become more and more popular in China, local officials in many provinces in China have made more efforts to develop the ice and snow activities in various forms. So this kind of marathon, the skating marathon, is one of the public ice and snow sports series that have been held in across the country during the recent years. And the skating marathon held here is actually a event that was already started in 2017 in winter, and the event will has covered and will cover more stops in China, and the Laoniu Bay is just one of the stops. And other stops include Chengde, the cities of Chengde, Zhangjiakou, Beijing, and also Harbin. And different places will have different tracks. Some are open air and some are in the rooms. And now, as the local officials are making some speeches, we can now talk more about the history and culture here in the Laoniu Bay, especially the past experience of this place to welcome many tourists and also skating enthusiasts from all over the world. Okay, Mr. He, can you tell us more about the past of the Laoniu Bay? Because I heard that actually we received some foreign guests before, and they used to skate on the frozen Yellow River. 就是之前呢，我们也听说了哈，有很多的外国游客来到这里进行一个滑冰的这么一个活动，能给我们讲更多的关于这方面的这个信息？
可以。最早来这儿滑冰的人是来自于荷兰，因为荷兰是滑冰的起源国家。然后现在由于天气原因的话，现在在荷兰的一些比赛就无法持续了。
Well, he said the first foreign guest received here was from Holland, and also we know that Holland is also one of the birthplaces of the sport of skating. And he also told us that right now, 就是荷兰现在不是很冷，是吧？
对，现在对，因为全球变暖，它的河道联系不起来了。
Well, because of the global warming, so the rivers in Holland are very difficult to be frozen. So the places like the Laoniu Bay in China have become an ideal place for foreign skating enthusiasts to carry out their sport.
然后来了中国以后的话，他在全国各地来找冰场，然后东北，然后内蒙，然后新疆都去过了。后来发现咱们老牛湾这个冰场是天然冰场，冰层厚度足够，全球最适合滑冰的地方，这是他们的评价很高。
And this Holland skating enthusiasts told him that they have explored many places all over the world, and they only they went to the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region and also the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region, and also the northeast provinces in China. But they finally found that the Laoniu Bay may be the perfect place for them to do the winter sports.
对。而且来了以后的话，从2014年、14、15、16、17已经连续举办过第4次了。之前也是马拉松，只不过国外的选手的这个赛道的话，它会比这个要，不是，它是属于业余比赛，业余旅游交流赛。
And actually, before these national skating competition, today we've seen here actually, Laoniu Bay already received some foreign contestants and held some small-scale competitions here, right on the frozen Yellow River. 就是再介绍一下咱们这个冰层的这个厚度吧。So how thick the frozen Yellow River here is?
咱们黄河上面结冰的话，一般情况是从12月份开始，然后一直到1月，就是现在这个时间节点，它的冰层厚度是最厚的。主河道的话，在那个方向，主河道大概的冰层厚度是将近60公分。然后像咱们赛道的厚度的话，将近1米。
Well, the Yellow River here at the Laoniu Bay started to freeze in December. And over there, it's the mainstream of the Yellow River, and it's as thick as 60 centimeters. And as for the track is already as thick as 1 meter. 是1米. It's really quite thick because we know that the national standard is 15 centimeters. So we have 60 centimeters to 1 meter. It's much thicker than the national standard. So we can tell how safe this area is to hold such winter sports. And I guess it still needs to take a while before the game kicks off. And now let's move on to the track. And guess the game will soon start. Today's competition is divided into two categories. One is for the women's group and the other is for the men's group. And now I will introduce you on this National Mass Speed Skating Marathon. As a matter of fact, this marathon is open to all the skating amateurs around the world. There is no limitation of nationalities. And also you have to be above the age of 18 and you have to be in good physical conditions. And also the game welcome those professional skaters who are already retired for at least 5 years. And today, for women's group, there are competitions of 3 kilometers, 6 kilometers, and also 4+1 kilometer relay. And for men's group, there will be 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and also 4+1 kilometer relay. And as for the rules of the competition, all the contestants will start together at the starting line. And there will be some timekeepers to record their times to finish the game. And as for the relay race, all the contestants can form groups as they wish to take part in the competition. And every contestant can only take part in one competition, except the relay race, because relay race is a collective event. And if you want to join the game maybe next year, you can make the registrations through some online platforms and also the mobile apps on your mobile phones. And you have to finish the registration in 7 days before the start of the game. And as for the reward of the competition, for the skating marathon, the top 30 contestants will get the prize. The first one will get 5,000 yuan, the second 3,000 yuan, the third 1,000 yuan, and the others will get 700 to 300 yuan. And for the relay race, the top 6 contestants will get the reward. The first will have 2,000 yuan, the second will have 1,600 yuan, the third will have 1,200 yuan, and the others will have 800 to 300 yuan. But I guess the prizes are never the most important. Having fun and enjoy the game, to experience this special event is the most important. And the first competition will be for the men's group, the 5 kilometers race. And here, as we look down, this red line is the starting line. And the judge is announcing the first group of contestants, calling their names. And they will soon arrive here for the first competition. And we also see many elderly people joining the game. And we know that it will take around 10 minutes for these contestants to finish the 5 kilometer race. While the competition will soon start. And we can hear the sound of the blades scratching on the surface of the frozen river. And soon we will see the speed and passion in the ice and snow world. And from their T-shirts, we can see that some of them are from some skating associations. While the first group of contestants is getting ready.
对，把小帽戴上。
帽子哪个呢？
来，师傅往后，哎，往后站，往后站，你站住。
这边马上开始了。说两句马上开始了。
运动员啊，运动员抓紧时间退场，参加男子5公里。
Well, as you can see, they're getting ready for the competition, and they are now waiting for the gunshot. 在这儿。
大家注意啊！大家注意！参加第一个快一点啊！号码向前，正前方啊！然后把你背身啊拽直，背身拽直啊！
The judge asked them to make some adjustments to their clothes to look good. And during the during the one day event, all the other ice and snow activities on the frozen Yellow River have closed to tourists for safety concern.
全国大众速度滑冰马拉松系列赛，山西省老牛湾站的竞赛项目即将在11点开始。介绍本次赛会技术官员、技术代表、国家体育总局冬季运动管理中心丁振平先生，国际级。
And the host is presenting the names of the judges and also other related officials attending today's event. And if you saw our aerial pictures, aerial video of this place, you must notice how beautiful it is. This place is. Actually, the Laoniu Bay is located at the intersection of Shanxi province and Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. And it is also a place that interconnects the Yellow River and also the ancient Great Walls. And from the aerial video, you might have seen the ancient wall sitting over the steep cliffs in the southern part of this area. And it's interconnected with the Yellow River here, creating a very spectacular view. While the Laoniu Bay, if you come to this place from Beijing, the Laoniu Bay is about 600 kilometers away from Beijing. It's around 9-hour drive. And also it's about 300 kilometers away from the capital city in Shanxi province, the Taiyuan. And it will take you around 4.5 hours to get here by driving.
推撞的动作，特别是在冲刺阶段，如果有犯规动作，我们直接判罚了。
And now the host is announcing some rules of the game and the ways of punishment. And the 5 kilometers will take five rounds of the track here. Well, it's just about to start. Wow, such a rush of the contestants. And they have crossed the first curve. And they all look very professional with their hands at the back of their body. But all of them look quite patient. They're skating at their own tempo, their own rhythm. There is one contestant already falling down over there, and I hope he or she can get up soon to resume the game. Now let's move closer to the curve of the track, because the contestants look the best when they go across the curves. And this track is quite long. It may look small in the distance, but actually it's large. And also the water course here is quite wide. It's as long as 450 meters to 600 meters wide. Well, the host just announced there is one contestant already give up the first competition. And here, with less audience, we can have a better look of the game here, a better look of the gestures of the contestants here. While these contestants seemed they wear very thin clothes.
本次赛会的竞赛项目采取淘汰制，给参赛未透支的运动员判罚
Well, winter sports in China are not traditionally very popular, but the situation has changed quickly after China won the bid in 2015 to host the 2022 Winter Olympics. And after that, China has seen a surge of around 30% in its winter sports players, and that number is expected to reach 300 million people in the next 10 years. So from what we saw today, you can tell that the ice and snow activities in China have gained increasing popularity, and more people have come to join the game. They fell in love with all these various kinds of ice and snow activities. And this national mass speed skating marathon aims to build a very professional platform for skating amateurs, for them to enhance their skills and also provide opportunities for them to enjoy the beautiful sights in different places and experience the excitement of the sport. This is all for the skating marathon here in at the Laoniu Bay in northern China's Shanxi province. And for more on the winter sports, you can follow us on various social media across the globe. So thanks for watching. I'm reporter Hu Chao. See you next time. Bye.中文，直接闹。怎么样，康老师？快换你的手机。
对了哈。
嗯。